What's going on, Cancer? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the month of April 2024. So in this reading, Cancer, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for April. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you, and so much more regarding the month of April 2024, Cancer. But I hope all of you... How is everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing well, okay? So, before we get into the reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me, Cancer, as we go through this reading. Really do hope you resonate with this reading. You know what? Fuck this old introduction. Let's just go ahead and get into the reading. I'm going to pull the energy for you now. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Cancer. Let's see what we got here for you, Cancer. You know, the first thing coming through is that there's definitely something about a lot of you learning to feel comfortable in your own skin. You know, like learning to love yourself, but loving yourself in a way that may not include comparing yourself to other people in order to love yourself, Cancer. You know, there's a real strong message coming through right off the bat. You know, like a child that has like good self-esteem sometimes they're not thinking about self-esteem. Do I have good self-esteem or not? They're just consciousness living and like smiling, and they're not self-obsessed, and they're more interested in other things other than them. And this month it's going to be important for you to actually focus on you, you know, and to learn to be comfortable in your own skin. But there's a message coming through that the way that you've been doing that may have been all about, you know, you focusing on your flaws. I don't like this about myself. Why doesn't this person have this problem? But what you're going to do this month, I feel, is find self-esteem through transforming your whole idea of how you get self-esteem, or what self-esteem is. And self-esteem is really to esteem yourself. You know, it's like you have a good opinion of yourself. But the way that you've been trying to get a good opinion about yourself has been reinforcing your ego rather than allowing a higher vibration to come through and give you genuine self-esteem. So that's one thing that I already can tell we're gonna be talking about as a theme for you in April 2024, okay? Because, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this reading. Before we get into the tarot, let's start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards, and these are going to be some themes for you, some vibrational themes that you're going to be dealing with in April that Spirit wants you to let you know about. And the first one is the first house of self and identity. And in astrology, the first house, you know, this is all about your physical body. It's the way that you project yourself. It's your physical appearance. And it's like the first impression that you give to other people. So there's definitely something here about you focusing on the way that you come off here and your physical body, perhaps even. But now you also have the opposition, which is about tension and opposites. Okay? And so there's something that... now, let me just show you the last card. The last card is Libra, the beautiful minded. And what's really interesting about this, Cancer, for those of you that are astrologically minded, is that the first house is opposite the seventh house. The seventh house is Libra energy. And so, like I said before, there's definitely something here, a theme about you learning to love yourself, learning to have positive self-esteem, but there's a tension this month, and there's a conflict when it has to do with the beautiful minded, and the seventh house has to do with relationships and other people. So for many of you here, Cancer, your opportunity is to return to your true soul, to your true self, where there's not a lot of jealousy and negative competitiveness in a way that's negative. Because the first house opposite Libra, the beautiful minded, is like, there's just a thought of like, what if you were walking in the street and you met your clone? If you were walking in the street and you met your clone, you could probably have a certain feeling of like, whoa, like that's amazing. But you might have like the opposition, tension, and opposites. You might also feel like, well, like a jealousy or like, are you, like there's like these mixed feelings when you meet your clone. Like imagine you were walking the street and you met your literal clone. You'd be like, that's amazing, but that frequency of the but is what I feel needs to go away in some sort of way. And it's not that it needs to, but these are things that are just being brought up for a deeper reason, Cancer. But there's something here about, like honoring yourself and honoring other people just as they are, instead of making it about a competition. Because here's the thing. In your opportunity, you have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is all about your hometown, your childhood, your roots. It could have to do with nostalgia. It could also have to do with past people, past life relationships. But the first thing coming through, Cancer, for the collective is that your opportunity in April 2024 is to return to a state when you were like a child, where you had healthy self-esteem, but it wasn't coming from a place of constantly comparing yourself to other people, or it wasn't coming from a place of bitterness. It was coming from a place of, I accept myself as I am, and I accept other people as they are, and we can get along. And if you're walking down the street and you meet your clone and you accept yourself and you accept them, you can have a trippy-ass amazing time. But if you have all these complexes and you let the devil get into your head, your clone can become your greatest enemy, because there's these feelings that you need to work through and navigate, okay? And so this is a really weird example, but it just popped into my head with the first house opposite Libra. It's like you opposite a balanced thing. So I don't know what that's about, but the Six of Cups, I do know, Cancer, is definitely something about you connecting to your roots. Cancer, this is what you're all about. A lot of you could be doing a lot of ancestral healing at this time, really focusing on how all of your ancestors are alive within you now. They're all within you right now, and all their traumas you're going to have to heal for your own family line. And there's also something about someone from your past, a friend coming back. There could also be an opportunity to resolve something with someone from your past, is what I feel here. But we're going to see why when we clarify in a moment, okay? Now, your challenge is the Emperor. And it's interesting, like the Emperor is first house energy. It's like Aries energy, very synonymous with the self and identity. The Emperor knows who they are here. And so it's definitely a challenge for you to, I feel, take control of yourself in a way that's balanced and not, like a zero-sum game. Like, the Emperor in your challenge, some of you may, in order to restore your soul back to where it was and move in alignment with your healed inner child and like God frequency, there might be like a temptation to control others. There might be a temptation to restore balance at all costs with the opposition to the first house and Libra energy. So make sure that you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Now, some of you may be dealing with a toxic masculine figure, and obviously the themes that are coming up is first house self and identity and Libra beautiful minded tension opposites. So there could be, for a lot of you, there could be someone here there could be an Aries, doesn't have to be, but I feel like a very intense masculine energy is your challenge for especially a lot of the women out there. There could be, or anyone, there could be a man that is very powerful, but it's not in the beautiful Libra. You know, it's like domination at all costs. So I feel like for some of you, you need to learn, like, just to live and to not worry about, like, the BS things that the human consciousness gets wrapped up in. You know, it's almost like resetting, like, you know, you've heard Jordan Peterson give a talk about hierarchy, and, like, we're all constantly comparing ourselves to other people, and you can't help it. You can't do anything about that. No, bro, you don't need to eat steaks all day to heal your consciousness. It's not going to work, brother. You need to read The Power of Now. Because in the West, we all think that the mind is the answer. Oh, if I could just study enough psychology, if I could figure my mind out, and I could figure out the hierarchy, and I could figure out how I am being compared to others, and how I compare myself to God, and you try to seek answers through your mind, the answer is when you get out of your mind. Because the mind is like a dog with a bone that will never let it out of its mouth. And I feel like there's a situation in your life right now that there's a paradigm shift when it comes to immaturity and maturity, and blending it into something that works for you. Now, I understand that this is getting a little too slippery, sloppity, slopity, woo, 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 but, woo, woo. All right, now let's continue. All right, so your overall general energy here is the Page of Wands, the Death card, and also the King of Pentacles here when it comes to your overall general energy for April. So on the one hand, you know, there's a clear juxtaposition between maturity and immaturity as a frequency for all of you. The Page of Wands is someone who's hungry for adventure, and they're really looking to just get things going. You know, the Death card is all about transformation. It's all about Scorpio energy, and I find it interesting that the Death card would be wedged right in between the King of Pentacles and also the Page of Wands here. So the King of Pentacles is all about business, someone who takes their money seriously, someone who is kind of, does business well, or is very earthy in some sort of way. And, like, the frequency coming through is that a lot of you are just going to do things for their own sake, and then it will work out. You know, like, it's funny. In life, the things that you try to make money with, or the things that you go about doing in like a mature way, sometimes they never work out. And sometimes the things that actually do work out are the things that you maybe don't expect. Like for me with tarot, I remember before I ever posted a single tarot reading, I was just in my room for like a year doing readings, like during COVID and during lockdown, and I never thought like I could ever make money from it. And all the things that I tried to make money for, and I was like, I better work on my self-esteem. I better let Jordan Peterson live rent-free in my head. There's nothing wrong with Jordan Peterson. You're brilliant, actually. But it's just an example of I can see your shadow. You could probably see mine. But and you should be glad, though, because I'll just be fine. But let the mystic rant, because I've taken my time. It's sloppy, 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 but this is worth your time. You have the King of Pentacles here. Like, I feel like there's a real change of, like, you just doing things for your own sake. And there could be something here about doing it because you love it or because it lets out your inner child. And then money is going to flow to you. Because I feel many of you, and this is what it's about, and I apologize it's taken me so long to get to this point, Cancer. You're taking life too seriously right now. And you're wondering why it's not working. It's because you have layers of resistance bumping into each other. And that's why the analogy that I gave to you is like you're trying to figure everything out through the mind. But you need to just enter into a completely new paradigm that you weren't struggling in before. And with the Six of Cups being in your opportunity and the Emperor being in your challenge, taking my inner child, I'm fighting for custody. You're fighting for your inner child's custody. That seems what it's about. And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the business success that you want, or a lot of the status that you want, or a lot of the wealth that you want, maybe it's just to provide for your family, it's going to come to you through you not, first of all, like not judging yourself, and then doing something because you're actually excited about it. It's like the quote, like if you do what you love, you'll never work another day in your life. And I feel like regardless of your financial, relational situation, you need to return, you don't need to transform yourself. Listen, the whole problem that you've had is you're trying to take yourself and you're trying to transform yourself. You don't need to transform yourself, you need to return to the self. It's the idea of frail. Look, why is it that we can all celebrate a person like Danny DeVito, who is an ugly midget, and everyone can watch him on the television and no one is like, wow, he's so ugly, turn this off right now. You're like hypnotized by this guy who should be a hobo in the Philadelphia streets. But you know why we all love Danny DeVito? Because he didn't transform himself, he returned to his self, his true heart. That's what the Six of Cups is all about. And when you have frail, when you live in alignment with your heart and your mind, you create such a frequency that you can look like anything and people will find you beautiful. Because you have self-acceptance and you don't care. You are free from the outcome of what you're trying to control. Because this is the emperor in your challenges. You are trying to control outcomes. You don't think that pure love can get you anywhere in this life. And of course, there needs to be a balance here of we can't just all be inner children running around. We have to have best practices in business. Everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, but I just really feel like there's this deep death, transformation, and rebirth in your own frequency when it comes to, instead of trying to change yourself in some sort of serious BS way of Jordan Peterson eating steak every day to try to change himself, you need to go into the ocean and not eat a damn thing for like a day. Just try it for a day. Just fast for a day. All right. Now, in what you don't see coming, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician, and also the Ten of Cups. So in what you don't see coming, productivity is coming your way. You're going to be swinging the hammer here, Cancer, in April 2024, and you're really going to be activating your potential here. But it seems that something is going to happen to transform the way in which that you view productivity. The way in which that you view productivity is going to be transformed, and you're going to be, when you do this shadow work of the inner child healing, the ancestral healing, the relationships, the past relationships, all this returning to a much more innocent state. Because they can't take nothing from you that you don't give them. And did I mention that it's them and did I mention that it's them that are imprisoned and they can't take nothing from you that you don't give them? Did I mention that? Because that's the truth. You see, you're giving people all the stuff that they're taking from you. You're giving them the right to judge you as an emperor in this matrix. Oh, Cancer doesn't have this, Cancer doesn't have that. It's a reflection. So, look, when it comes to what you don't see coming, I feel that there's a lot of potential around your happily ever after, because now it's like your foundation is shifting. And it all goes back to your first house of self, tensions and opposites, and then, because it's like if you're walking down the street and you meet your exact clone, like an exact clone version of you, there's going to be a little bit of a tension, but there's also going to be a recognition of self. So, like, the reason why I'm saying that, Cancer, is because it's all about viewing yourself as balanced and beautiful no matter what seems to be imbalanced. because not even a leaf falls from a tree without the universe's permission, and the only thing you need to transform your life is love, acceptance, and not fighting the mind from within the mind, but getting out of the mind into a new paradigm. So F the West. Mystic went to the East. He brought it back to the West, and then he created an atmosphere that was only blessed. What? And the reason maybe why I am in my inner child right now is because you need to be as well. It's your opportunity. So, and then we go to your advice from Spirit. And Spirit's saying, there's something you need to get back to the drawing board here. You need to tackle a new project from a pure heart here, from a high golden frequency, because you have the 8 of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles in your advice from Spirit. And so clearly there's something here to walk away from that's no longer fulfilling you. And for many of you, it could be a toxic masculine figure. It could be you trying to change the mind from within the mind. It could be you doing spiritual practices to try to enhance your ego. Meanwhile, the way to do it is to do spiritual practices to drop your ego, because when you drop your ego, everything will come to you by its own accord when it needs to in divine timing, and it will be perfect, and it will actually boost your ego, but it will be boosting your ego from a point of awareness and acceptance of everyone is the same and everyone is equal, and it won't create juxtapositions of negativity and nastiness that leads to disillusionment and discomfort and disharmony between people, and it will be coming from a place where you hold everything within your consciousness rather than blocking out certain things and being fragmented. I'm just trying to create you back to wholeness. And when I did that whole rant, there was a bing in my ear, so I know I'm saying something true. So look, in your advice, Spirit wants you to get back to ground zero. The Page of Pentacles is someone who does the dirty work, Cancer. There's someone who is day one on the job. What do you want me to do? I got you. It's the humble act of hard work, dedication. But then you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about something new, Cancer. So there's something new that Spirit wants you to get going on. It could be something that you put off. This could be a relationship that you feel there could be a past life relationship. There could be someone from your past that you feel you need to reach out to. This could be you tapping into to a hobby or a project that you want to do as your inner child. Because like I said, or like I always say on this channel, we live in a matrix that has hijacked every single one of our minds. Do you understand why I'm pissed off on this channel a lot of times? A lot of times because I feel that the establishment ruined my family. I feel the establishment ruined my family. So we need to unplug our heads from this BS matrix, and we need to do the things that are actually in alignment with our soul, rather than what we are pressured into doing, rather than the little glittering bait of do this and you're going to be look, everyone's going to like you. Do this and look, you're going to have status, because you can gain the whole world and lose your. Let's clarify why the Six of Cups is in. Let's go ahead and clarify why the Six of Cups is in your opportunity. Okay, let's see. The Six of Cups in your opportunity is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, and also the Eight of Swords here when it comes to your opportunity for April 2024. And it's interesting, we have the beautiful, balanced mind Libra here coming out once again. And you have the Lovers, which is definitely about a choice in love here. And for some of you here, your opportunity is that there's definitely, the universe is sending you someone that you're stuck with, but it's going to influence existing relationships in your life here, okay? Now, for some of you here, you're stuck with for some of you, there's a past life relationship coming in that you're stuck with, but it's going to negatively influence your current relationships. For others, and that's an opportunity, it's not necessarily something you have to take. For others of you, there's an opportunity for you to give the gift that your soul has always meant to give to the world, and do it because you love it. The Lovers card here is about doing something that you love, and it's about, balance. This is about giving and receiving. And the Eight of Swords is a card that you're stuck with. So I feel like your opportunity is something that has been already on your mind. The Six of Cups having to do with the past. It's time that you start sharing your gift to the world with no agenda. It's called, the Sacred Fool. the Emperor frequency of trying to dominate everyone is not. Like you won't get what you want trying to be in that energy. And for some of you, this is going to have to do with someone around you, a past relationship that is out of balance right now. And there's someone that you're stuck with as well. I feel like for someone in your family, Cancer, this could be a loved one, someone that you're in an intimate relationship with. There's an opportunity to bring balance to one of your loved ones. Because there's a loved one that, like, and I don't want to say this in the bad way, but some of you have put your loved ones through hell. And it may be hard for you to see. With the Emperor and your challenge, the first house of self and identity here, there's someone that is screaming out for you. And it's funny I said your family or a loved one, because for some of you, this may not be someone that's alive. This may be like an ancestor that is screaming at you, hey, like, please fix this. Please do the thing that I never had the courage to do. Like, all of our ancestors would have begged for the opportunities that we have today. But like I said, the establishment ruins most of our families, and we're all like, I'm just having a good time eating ice cream, and I don't see how my life is being destroyed because the Roman circus has come in and give me all my pleasures. And it's the slow death of killing everyone's family slowly until it's too late, and we're all just want the morphine to make the pain go away. So I feel like there's something you can get caught up on here. But really, for most of you, this is about giving your gift to the world with love and without expectation. Because the Emperor in your challenge is like, you may have expectations, and like, it's not how you're going to get what you want. Some of you have a business opportunity in front of you. You're not doing it because you're like, they're not going to pay me enough money. It's going to get you the opposite of what you want if you're in that frequency. And that can go deep. Let's see why the Emperor is here in your challenge. So, I don't know. Let's see why the Emperor is here in your challenge. The Emperor, first of all, is clarified by the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands for me is the card of soul family, and it's the card of a rite of passage or a celebration. So, some of you here, you're going through a rite of passage when it comes to your own self and identity and your self-control. Some of you are also going through a rite of passage when it comes to working through a difficult situation with a toxic masculine energy in your life. And you have so much Yo! I don't know if this has ever happened. The Emperor, and listen, the Emperor, what do I say, is the combination of all the four kings. Well, the Emperor is literally clarified by the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and the King of Pentacles, and then also the Eight of Pentacles here. You know what's interesting to me is the one king that's missing from this challenge is the King of Cups. I feel like that it has to mean something significant. You tell me what that means, Cancer. But it's interesting that all this masculine energy, so your challenge definitely has to do with masculine energy here, Cancer. And it has to do with your productivity and your hard work here. Like I said before, for some of you, your challenge is that you've been trying to get, I'm gonna listen to a song, I'm gonna get inspired. I'm going to say, F you everyone, respect my boundaries. I'm going to say, F you everyone, I only need this amount of money, or don't talk to me unless it's this money. But I feel like all that stuff is going to get you trapped in a world. And maybe it's a world that makes you happy temporarily, but it's a world that is... But it is like there's something missing here. There's something off. There's something off. And so some of you, this may be having to do with multiple people, if you're a business owner or something like that. For others of you, Cancer, though, man, it's interesting to me that the King of Cups would be the only king that's missing. You just need to be loose and have fun and do what you want to do for its own sake, rather than, how is this going to make me look? What is my status? You're going to look beautiful. You're going to get all the status. You're going to get all the love from the angels and physical humans when you can give your gift to the world rather than trying to fit in with the world. The Matrix is on the border of hijacking your mind and your soul right now. It's tricked you into believing this is what's going to make you happy. This is how you need to do it. But whatever it is, you have the King of Pentacles in your challenge, and you also have the King of Pentacles in your overall general energy, and you have the Eight of Pentacles twice in this reading. The advice is the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Pentacles in the what you don't see coming. You have the Six of Pentacles in your opportunity. This is all going to lead to a bag. This is all going to lead to money. This is all going to lead to abundance for you. But the path that you have been on, that have been, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to put up with a toxic masculine, I'm going to do it, like, this is all going away, and now it's soul time. Pluto is no longer in Capricorn. I don't know if you're aware, Pluto is in Aquarius, which means that the weirder you are, the more powerful you are. The more you care about how you can, Aquarius is the humanitarian. It's the one that cares about everyone. It's the aliens who are bringing Jetson's world where we're all brilliant. But there's just something off here. So let's just continue here. Let's clarify why the Death card is in your overall general energy, wedged in between the Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, Death to the Five of Swords here. There's definitely something about, people often make a mistake about, like, you could see, you know what, never mind, I'm not going to go there. Hold on. Just bear with me, Cancer. Thank you. All right, look, the Death card is clarified by the Five of Swords here, and so there's clearly a transformation when it comes to destructive energy. Anyone that's playing zero-sum games, or anyone that is like overly selfish with you and has no, emotional love here, I feel like this needs to be transformed in your reality. It's also interesting to me that the Emperor is clarified by Three Kings, not the King of Cups. There could be someone who you do have an emotional. And whether you're a man or woman, this could be with your significant other, it doesn't matter gender. There's something about you could have such a strong, I'm picking up on some Cancers that have such a strong emotional bond that you feel that you can treat someone however you want to. You feel that, oh, we're family. Oh, this bond is forever. This is so special. I'm never going to meet anyone as special. And therefore, screw your emotions because I know they're always going to be there. Could I make them Lamada? You know what I'm saying? Like there's an end to a zero-sum game energy. Let's continue here, Cancer, for you, and see what else is going on here. I'm not going to spend too much more time in this reading. I want to get in what you don't see coming. Why the Magician? Why is the Magician here and what you don't see coming? Yeah, the Magician is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles here. So in what you don't see coming, you're definitely using spiritual energy in order to manifest something in the physical world. I feel like there's an increased abundance coming your way, but like I said, the whole point of this reading is maybe viewing an alternative way of getting that bag. And for some of you, it's going to require you to let go of your ego here. It's going to require you to to your challenge is you could be blocking all your blessings here, Cancer, for some of you, because you think you have it all figured out. And for some of you, you're going to be dealing with someone who has this frequency, so if that's not you, you're going to know. But for some of you, Cancer, you are blocking all your blessings because you think that the paradigm in which that you're existing. I have climbed this mountain, and the only thing that I will deal with are things that I can now access on the top of this mountain. No. Like, the mountain that you have climbed to and you think is so tall is a joke compared to how tall other mountains are in the universe. So you need to get off the mountain, come back down. The aliens are going to pick you up in a ship, take you to a different planet for a new mountain to climb. Because a lot of you, maybe this is about you've already got to the top of the mountain. You've already got to the top of the mountain. You've already beat the game. Most of you, it's not that, and you're hyper fixation of this is how it's got to go. I must be respected. I must be this. Do you understand that the only reason you are listening to me today is because I was an assistant for a year and I ate dirt. I lived in my car in Las Vegas for 6 months plus, hungry, literally living at a 24-hour Starbucks as an assistant working 8 hours plus a day. And I didn't let my ego get in the way of that because I knew that that's what I had to do. And I'm just saying, I can draw on my experience to help you maybe. But when it comes to your advice, you have the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. That seems to me like maybe you need to eat humble pie so that you can digest it and something better is going to come. I just feel like I'm just trying to guide you through. Look, all I want you to take away from this reading is this. Your challenge is the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the King of Wands here. Someone has an ego problem here. Someone has a toxic masculinity problem. And some of you Cancer women, it's you. It's you. Or some of you Cancer men, it's you. You can't be told what to do. You can't be humbled. You can't believe. It's mad backwards, my man. So look, it's all about let's clarify this Ace of Pentacles. And for some of you, maybe this is someone around you here. I'm just doing my best to get you where you need to go. Yeah, the Judgment. There's a new beginning here for you. Yeah, Justice here. This is don't get it twisted. This is a beautiful month. Wow. Yes. And look at that, Cancer. The Ace of Pentacles in your advice from Spirit is clarified by the Justice card, the Judgment card, and the Magician. Whenever I see the double J major arcana, the Justice and Judgment right next to each other, this is about to go down. I'm telling you right now. The Justice card is all about karma, balance. The Judgment is about a shift in consciousness, like, oh, I better thinking about it a different way. The angels, Austin, is screaming at me to think about it a different way. And the Magician is about your potential as well. So there's something here that a new physical beginning a new physical beginning. It can also lead to improving health for you. There's a new physical beginning that you're gonna do with spiritual energy. This is what okay. You know where you're at in your life right now? Do you know where you're at in your life? You just walked into Mr. Miyagi's house, and he's like, and Mystic is like, wax on, wax off. And you're like, what are you talking about? No. I just made $200,000. No. This is my title. Like, no. I don't wax on, wax off. You wax on, wax off me, boy. And I'm like, wax on, wax off. And you're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I just read the cards. And the analogy that they gave me right now is that you need to wax on, wax off, and take a simple physical action. Take a simple new beginning. Take a simple physical endeavor where it's new and you don't know what you're doing fully and you're not that great and your ego isn't wrapped up in it, and do it with full-fledged spiritual attention in the now. Because when you do a basic thing with all of your spiritual energy behind it, and there's no ego, it's like throwing a rock on freaking eggs. I said